Good evening, America. I am Eric Little. It is the 24th day of November 2020. It is day number 1405 of the Trump administration, 57 days until the inauguration. I am near my home in Southern California this evening, and this is the plain truth. So yesterday, the lady from the GSA finally agreed to release the transition money. It's a process called assignment that normally takes about a day. She's been holding this up for almost 3 weeks. 3 weeks behind are the Biden administration in coronavirus relief, in pandemic preparedness, vaccine distribution, as well as all the other threats that are going on in the world right now. 3 weeks, this low-level GS-13 paid government employee held up our nation's preparedness to deal with the pandemic. One of the things that I've said all along is that all the things that we thought were rules under normal presidents were exposed as just norms, just something you never had to think about because no president ever stretched them like this. Well, one thing we learned with this administration is we need to codify those into laws. They need to be laws with teeth and penalties to make sure nothing like this can ever happen again. It's ridiculous the way this has been handled. Conceding is not enshrined in the Constitution. It's just a matter of normal human decency. Now we've known that we can't always count on presidents or anybody to be decent. So those need to be codified into laws. What I think upsets me more than anything else is that earlier today, Joe Biden, they're still counting votes because in California, they intentionally make it so that they take their time counting the votes because they do mostly mail-in ballots. So they're still counting votes in places like California. Well, Joe Biden earlier today, just on the 24th of November, just passed his 80 millionth vote. Last I checked, he had 80 million, 2,000 and some change. 80 million. To put that into some perspective, Obama won with 65 million in 2008, and at that time, that was the highest vote total ever. This man got 80 million votes, which is more votes than any human being in the history of mankind. The laws, the rules of the GSA say to give the assignment, the money for transition, to the winner of the election or the apparent winner. Not only does this man have 306 electoral votes, but he has over 80 million popular votes, more than 6 million more than his opponent. I'd say at the very least, he's the apparent winner. Trump can do all these ridiculous lawsuits all he wants to, but he shouldn't be holding up the nation's business on a technicality. Joe Biden is at least the apparent winner. This should have been done the next day. And if Trump's lawsuit succeeded, then so be it. Then he doesn't get any more briefings. But to hold this up for weeks is ridiculous. That has got to change. Even today, Trump is defiant. Doing their regular lighthearted turkey pardoning ceremony, he still felt the need to call it the China virus. He still felt the need to try to insult people. He can't help himself. That's why he should have never been president in the first place. Listen, he's damaged our democracy so that there are going to be maybe a third of this country who don't think the election was fair or just or legitimate or whatever it is. That's not only damaging to Joe Biden, that's damaging to the next person and the next person and the next person. And these cowards on the Republican side that think they're going to run for president in 2024 ought to keep that in mind, because I know I'm not going to forget, and there are going to be millions and millions of people who said, you let this man wreck our democracy and you didn't have the balls to say anything. Why in the world would we elect you president? And that is the plain truth, as I see it. And I am Eric Little. Good night.